Now we're going to be focusing our attention to part 2 of Liann's Family House by Lego Friends. This is set number 42687. Contains, let me look this up here for you, 946 pieces, retails $469.99, and the set was provided by the Lego Group for the review. Thank you, Lego. And yeah, so today we're going to be focusing on that part right there. Remember in the last installment, we just did bags 1 and 2. And this is essentially what I have done, and it's not too bad so far. We've been dealing with some stickers, but they were kind of a challenge to put them on the skateboards, but well, I managed that. And yeah, that's pretty much where we are at today. So today I'm going to be focusing on bags 3, 4, and 5, which is the first floor of Liann's Family House. And we haven't really hit much of the stickers, but to surprise that these pieces back here are printed. Very good. You also get a brick separator with the set. Well, today we're going to focus on bag 3, 4, and 5. Okay, let's begin. Let's build it. So, in this installment today, that's what we're going to be focusing on. And yeah, it's been like a few hours since I filmed the last one. Today is the 5th of January 2026. And it's in the evening. Ooh, we got that. I think it's light coral. Ooh, profile bricks in this color. I'm starting to see this part creep up in more and more colors. I've never seen 2x3 flat tiles in that before. Ooh, this is going to be real fun. We even got the oddball 2x3 windows. Yeah, these things can be a bit of a chore opening up. And I had to read my email today. I got to do some Liann homework, the Ambassador Network homework, which means I got to fill out more forms. So, you know, not too fun at all. And yeah, let's make sure we are ready to go here. And oh, look who it is! It's Michelle. Oh boy, and she's got a watering can too. Oh, she might be the gardener, we don't know. Okay, we found the watering can. That's the easiest one to see. And let's get going here. So I got about an hour and 12 minutes left on this memory card, so I'm going to try to get through this swiftly. So I'm not splitting cards up here. And yeah, trying to get that going. This must be Liann's mommy. Not too bad. She's got the watering can. Okay. Not too bad at all. Okay, now we're going to start doing the construction of the first floor, starting with this. Oh, that's not too bad. We haven't messed up yet, no stickers, so that's even better. Originally I was going to make this into 4 pieces, and I thought, well, let's not say we did. I'm going to need to match this. Alright, so let's begin, let's build it. I just got done having salami and crackers for dinner. I wasn't in the mood to make anything. I was thinking, I thought, I don't feel like making anything tonight. So I didn't do that. I just thought, nah, pass on that. All right. And let's see. I hope we find some more unique printed goodies. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes, you can. I try to check these every once in a while, make sure you can see what I'm doing and I can see what you're doing. Okay. So it looks like we're just doing a whole base plate of mayhem here. I got so many 4x8 plates. I have a big, large tote of those. It seems like that's a very common size other than the 6x8 plates. Yipperoos. So let's see if we can get pretty far on this one here. I mean, the small parts are not too terribly bad, so it's manageable. But the stickers, yikes. My goal is to try to get this section done tonight, and then tomorrow I'll focus on the last section here. Okay. Must be like some kind of cobblestone here. Sorry if my hands get in the way. And these videos are not to be construed or considered as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. These are just merely my notes. So treat them as such, as I may make mistakes or have boo-boos in my content. Yeah, so just watch them all the way through, because I may make a mistake or put my big elbow in the way of everything. Must be some kind of like a cobblestone here in the front. You know, these are really relaxing sets to put together. I mean, friend sets, I'm just going to be honest, are very underrated. Very underrated. I mean, who doesn't like building stuff in general? Okay. Hope we're not just tiling the whole day. At least we're not seeing that nasty stone underneath. We've got to smooth it off. Except for this colorful stuff here. Now, I don't expect this to be a city drop-in set, but we don't know yet. We haven't finished it up, so it might be. We don't know. That did not want to go down. Well, at least there's a base there for the house. That's the foundation there. And I thought we were done with the foundation. Now we're working on this here. Oh no, I feel a sneeze coming on. All right. Okay, now it looks like we're focusing our attention to some walls here. Got this nice profile brick. That's a really nice color. What would you use that for? If you're into making vintage buildings and want to have painted brick, there you go, right there. Of course, this could be a fireplace too. We don't know. And looks like we're just putting more wall here. Lego, you couldn't make a 1x4 version of this. We got to piece it all together. That's lame. Okay. All right. I mean, so far it's looking pretty good. I like that color palette there. It's not too bad at all. All right. Looks like we're just focusing more on the lower walls than anything. And these are, I always like building houses. I do miss my custom houses. I know there's a gentleman in our group that really says he wants to see them come back. And I'm like, dude, I would love to do them, but unfortunately right now, work. I got reviews. Well, I don't have work, but I have so many other chores right now, I can't even think about that. I'm just trying to breeze through this. I may end up taking a breather from the Ambassador Network eventually. I got a lot of new stuff that's coming in. Some of the stuff I know about, it looks promising. Some of the other stuff is a complete mystery to me. So I think we're going to have some fun on this channel this year. And I haven't finished up the other secondary builds on those creator sets. So I haven't forgot about them. They're still boxed up with the building guides. So I just got to scrounge up some free time to do those. You know, that kind of thing. And It's always nice to get some stuff done, but it needs to be done quickly. So it looks like this is the side here that the skateboard or the half pipe goes on. There it is. I mean, it's a nice color. And I bet we're going to put another pillar there. Or maybe we're not. Okay, now it looks like we're focusing our attention to some kitchen cabinets. And yes, that blue just doesn't seem like it belongs with this here. Maybe I need to make one of my kitchens that bright, awful color, huh? There we go. And then this goes right here for the cupboards. And, well, we can't be complete without a stove and an oven, so here we go with the one burner on the top here. Okay. A mailbox casing, and this is what I used in my houses, is these. They were a good thing for a pinch. Very low resolution, but they worked for... Oh, this doesn't go here. It goes there. And then now it looks like we're putting together some kind of a vanity. Yeah, I don't have a lot of these containers in blue, so it's kind of a treat to see them. And wow, Lego, we actually filled up both bays with drawers. That's unusual. And then they tell you to put 2 sets of chopsticks in the top drawer. Okay, so... like that. And after that, it's right here. Alright. Looks like now we're surrounding this. So we're locking everything together. It's not too bad. Okay. Yeah, who doesn't like doing Lego? It's fun. You can put it together and have so much fun. We got a nice little rug coming in here next, huh? It's like we're just doing a lot of kitchen stuff now. What are we putting there, though? Huh? If it doesn't fit in, you just rotate it in. Okay, now we're going to focus our attention here, and we're going to have to cake sticker number 13 on one of these. So we were so cheap we couldn't do books in there like a bookshelf, so what do? We cut cost on there, and we got to put it on this glass piece. And yeah, I'm going to be ripping that off when I'm done, because I could always use 2x3 windows. Okay. Alright, and then these go right in here. Jay, you're really going to de-sticker that set? Yeah, I am. I'm going to de-sticker it. Now we need sticker number 14. So, I'm not sure why Lego printed some of these sets out, I think to try to troll me. And then we're using these here. And then there's your bookshelves right in there. Okay. Not the straightest job, but you know, why am I worried? I'm going to rip them off when I'm done. Just rip those things right off. There we go, just rip them off there. Oh yeah, and if you need a friend to build with, here I'm here for you. And in addition to the friendly thing, here's the deal. You're dozing off to this, and then I guess we can classify this as ASMR, huh? I hope we're going to tile the whole bottom in. Maybe not. So it looks like this side here is the bookshelves. And we have a whole bunch of things going on here. don't know what we're going to be putting here. Of course, this could be used for a flat screen TV. I mean, we got some stuff here. So we might be doing that. And it looks like we're adding in some window ledges here. And that's it. But where does the letter go? I think Liann had it, or what's her name? Let's see here. Where did the letter go? I bet it's all the way back. Oh yeah, so she's holding on to the letter. So at least this piece is printed. This one's, I think I've seen this print before. There we go. Not too bad, huh? And this concludes bag 3. Not too bad at all. Not too bad. Alright, now I'm going to move on to bag 4. Let's see what we got in here. Ooh, that door comes in that light purple. What is that? Light magenta? Oh, that'd be nice. It's got the doggy door too. Ooh! I could use more doors, these type of doors in different colors. Well, you know what? I'll be harding up on pick-a-brick when I'm done. Or when Lego makes them available. Time I see these type of doors, I always think of that movie Home Alone. What's his name was shooting that gun or whatever, that BB gun at that guy kind of trying to crawl through there. I can't remember. I haven't seen that movie in so long. So we're using this color door in here for the doggy door. Not too bad. And after that, we take a wedge tile. And you need 2 of them. So that tells me there's one on the back side. Lego kind of went a little crazy here with it. This is how they did it with the arrows. You know, at least with these type of builds, I can share my experiences with you. And honestly, though, it goes on this side here. I'm having fun with this set. And there's the door. It opens up, but we're not done with it yet. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to face. Wow, we have a door that opens up on the inside. Now, where's the blue 1x1s? Yeah, this light nougat, I need to hoard more of that up. Wait, that doesn't go there, Jay. Yeah, watch the video all the way through. I might make a mistake. I mean, you don't want to cuss me out and get blocked over something silly. You know, there's your door. Always open it up and push down on the threshold to make sure that's really got a good bondage there. And then now it looks like we're moving along the side trims of the door. Well, the first thing I need to do is find a 1x2 plate. And we're mostly messing with light colors, and I hate dealing with white on this table. Yeah, usually they have 1x1x5s, but maybe not in this color. So you're going to have to piece these together. But you know what? It don't bother me. You know why? Because I don't care. So I'd really have 1x1s anyways. And then we have to take 3 of these and stick these on top of one another. Okay, I see what we're doing. Alright, so we come in here and do this, which will strengthen this up. And then we just add this. So we're going to add some nice decorative trim. Now if yours gets a little cattywampus, just take a brick or a brick separator and just do that. And stick that in there like that. Alright. And this goes right here. I don't know, I mean we got the spot here. It looks like we're missing something down there, but we're not done with that yet. And now I'm glad I didn't do the mirror, because this one is built slightly different here. Alright. We got more cupboards that are blue. Oh boy, I need to get some different colored drawers and stuff to put in there, but no, Lego will never produce those. Why? Because they know I want them. Okay. So this blue one faces the opposite direction. They're the same brick, just opposite, and then the blue side goes on the inside. So it goes like that. It's pretty much the same as that, but I'm glad I didn't try to mirror this, because I would have really had painted myself into a corner there and have to take that apart. That would not have been fun. Okay. And this goes right there. So now we're getting the door done. That's not too bad. Okay, now we're going to make some more columns, but this time it's just these. You don't have to go too far. We just got to make 2 of them here. Yeah, it was nice and warm today. I'm getting ready to start installing my one of those permanent outdoor Christmas lights that are permanent. You fix under the soffits of your house. I'm starting that a little bit. Hoping to get it done, at least start on it. Right now I'm just trying to wade through some chores and drama. And once those are out of the way, then I can proceed on. And then there we go. Yeah, it's kind of wiggly right now. It's not really that sturdy. And then right now we're going to be focusing on the windows. So, well, this one's not scratched. That's good. And just make 2 of them and shove them in there. Okay. Very nice indeed. Well, now we got to do the small ones now. Why don't you just tell me to make an assembly instead of trying to piece that together there. We're getting to that point now. We're like halfway through of the build here. There it is. I better hurry up. I got 52 minutes. I got to get it done. Okay. And then now we're doing more of those column things. So let's get these done. And we'll wrap around the windows. And just like more of the modern sets now, we're getting a lot more smaller parts. You notice we're doing mostly now with 1x1s and 1x2s. I rarely ever see bricks this size anymore. When you see them, it's like, wow, that's a treat, you know, versus seeing a bunch of the other stuff. Yeah, smaller means higher resolution, but it's not necessarily going to be stronger. So, but of course 1x8 bricks I could always use of any color. That's the same mug we had on the tractor. Well, I guess we know who the thief was that stole the mug off the top of the dashboard. Okay, see, that doesn't look too bad. That looks really good, doesn't it? It looks like a little dollhouse. Alright, what's next? Okay, now we got to make another column. I swear, all we're doing is 1x1s and 1x2s on sets. It's like, wow, I'm getting 1,000 pieces. Boy, that looks like a lot of parts. It's a lot of parts, all right, but there's parts that are not going to go too far. I'm trying to line these up here so they're not so crooked. And this thing goes right here on that side. And on this side we got to just put one of each here. So we're probably not done with this side here completely yet. Because why are we doing it here like this? I don't know. Oh, now we know what we're doing. Okay. Because now we got to put in the mailbox. And that would be sticker number 4. Which is that. I would have just pretended something decorative on it. I wouldn't have stuck a sticker on that. So that's what we're putting on there. Well, I'll need this later on, so I'll rip that off when I'm done. Okay, and now we're going to have to finish up yeah, if you're not a fan of these small part sets, I mean, I don't blame you. There's so much, and to just do nothing but 1x1s and 1x2s, it does get annoying. We were talking about that in our group. You know, imagine building a house strictly with just the smallest possible parts. It can be done, but I'm going to guarantee it won't be a strong build. Okay. Okay, that's it for that. Okay, so now we're going to be focus our attention back on the interior. See, look how wiggly all this is. It's just very springy. And we're going to be putting these together, but they're showing the bricks on the inside. So that tells me we're using this as a backsplash here. Now, oh, I forgot to put this piece in here, so we got to put that in there now. So the bricks have got to face inside the house. I mean, who doesn't like these colors? This one's got some color that's popping out at me here. And then now we're going to put the upper cabinets in here. I don't think these come in clear, so they just, ooh, we don't want that to happen. Bad things. You don't ever want to put those in backwards. The only way to open up is you have to take a piece like sticky tape and stick it on there. And this cupboard here, we're inserting 2 mugs, so let's do that. Okay. Not too bad. Set that right there. There we go, got that out of the way. Looks like Michelle's got a long ways to walk, huh? And in this one here, we have 4 little saucers, or you can just say they're plates. So this one here comes with some dishes and accessories. That's cool. Goes in like that. It's like a stack of plates in the cabinet. Yeah, I was going to suggest if my bunch go out for a dinner tonight, like pizza or something, but they were, well, the mom was kind of depressed, and the girlfriend was tired, so I thought, well, okay. I just had salami and crackers for dinner. It wasn't too bad. I mean, it's junk food, but I had to have the grub, you know. And yeah, the holidays are over. Now I got to do other things and stuff like that. Put this little arch here. So we're doing the upper cabinet. Basically, this is the kitchen wall here. And then we got these headers. These are valuable because you could do this and they'll strengthen this up. Now, we got to be careful because we could still split apart here. This thing is not the most sturdiest thing in the world. It's still kind of wiggly. And then now we got to put a sticker on this. And we don't want to be losing that. A brick separator, I may need that. Well, this power supply for this camera is nice and toasty. I may be able to use that as a foot warmer. And we need sticker number 3, which is that right there. And it goes right in the corner here. I'll show you here, right there. Well, at least I got it in the right way, but there is an air bubble caught in there. So yeah, these stickers are going to kill this one here. I'm not sure why we have that there yet. We really haven't done a whole lot off the stickers, but that's not too bad. And then now we got to do this arch thing here. Just easier to stick these on one at a time. Now I just sometimes half bake this. I stick this on here, and if you don't have a brick, set it on a flat surface, take the side of your brick separator and just kind of tap that down, and now you got that all nicely lined up. And this should go right down in there. And then we come in here and do this. So it's starting to strengthen up a little bit, but it's just not too sturdy. Okay, now we got to get another sticker, and what a waste, I'll be ripping that off. Is sticker number 5, which is this. Okay. It feels like sometimes I'm putting stickers from a sticker book. Some people have mentioned about the Krusty Burger set, and they say that's got a ton of stickers. And I'm kind of like, you know, you spend that kind of money for a set, you expect it to be more high quality. I know some people say I complain too much, but this stuff is not too smurfy, and I'm not going to say the word because it'll offend somebody. But it's not too smurfy. You know, it's not cheap, it's very smurfy. And then we just have to do that. So it looks like you got a better view than me. Get my dirty hands on the frying pan, and it's like we got ourselves a little container of soap. Okay. These should have been put in before we did the windows. Unless you have very small hands, this is going to be tough. And yes, the faucets they use in here are these little tap pieces. Sorry if my hands are in the way. There's no way I can prevent that. This reminds me of an old Lego set that I had when I was a kid. It was like a Lego Systems house that had like all the essential pieces to make a very basic Lego house. And that's essentially what it was. And we down to the furnishings and stuff too. I mean, it just had very primitive stuff, like something like this. But it was enough to get you started into building. It wasn't like a theme set or anything like that. It was like Lego System or something. I have to find the set of that. If I can find it, I'd like to buy it and review it, because that would be something I'd like to get into. Sometimes I just can't find certain sets, and I just have to do that. It's like we got the top piece for above the door. See how it's uneven here? Yeah, this thing's going to be like that for a while. Okay, I see what we're doing. We should strengthen up the walls before we did this, but now we got these nice arched windows. Looks really good. And we're doing the same thing above the door. Got the little horseshoe or keystone brick up there. Not too bad. Yeah, it kind of reminds me more of that cooking school that we did. We had almost the same type of architectural design on that. Not too bad. It's just a little flimsy here, but we're not done with this booklet yet. And that's it. So let's hope we only have one piece here. Let's see here. Looks like we do. So I think we can move on. That's what we have remaining for bag 4. Not too bad, and that's what we've done so far. Alright, I think we're going to wrap up this building installment here with bag number 3. Or not 3, 5. And I want to thank everyone on my main channel and Patreon for being contributors. It's always a big help because it motivates my mind to come up with new stuff. Thank everyone for taking the time to check out my reworkable profile and purchasing building guides. And if there's something you want and you want me to convert it over to a building guide for you, and if I don't have it in inventory, I'm sorry. But if I do have one, I'll try to get it up as quickly as I can. I'm just trying to, do this. And in addition, thank you everyone for taking the time to subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. So that's even better. And we need sticker number 6 here. So it looks like we are building a little television set with a video game print on it. Well, if that were printed, that'd be a nice piece, but it's not. So you know the fate of that when I'm done. There we go. That's what that looks like there. And then now they want us to stick some of these little hand pieces here. Yep, you got a lot of little pieces to deal with here. I see some big stuff, but that would be a very Nice piece to use. Ooh, these doors are coming in this color. Ooh, I may have to get a couple of those, huh? So this is our little TV here. And we're still adding furniture to this. Now you notice I have not touched the skateboard part yet. So I have a feeling that this is going to be the 3 people. Very good. That means, you know, parents can build with their son or daughter putting this together. And yes, there are guys who put this together too. I'm not the only one. I found out. So it's not just me doing these anymore. Well, Jay, I don't know. People are going to make fun of me. I don't care if people make fun of me. You know why? It's more pieces in my collection. And a lot of times you can find a lot of the fringe sets on sale. Yeah, it looks like we're working on a bunch of interior furnishings. This might be a plant, I don't know. We're experiencing parts falling off, so I have no clue. And my throat is getting kind of raspy. Hope that's not a telltale sign of getting sick or anything. Okay, so they want the leaf pieces just randomly tossed on that. So this is just a little plant here. Now I don't expect this to stay together too long because you've seen how it fell apart. So I don't know. I mean, could be bamboo, it could be an indoor plant, we don't know. So like that. And we only need 3 leaf pieces. Yeah, that's exactly what this is, and it goes right on this jumper plate here. I mean, it makes it kind of cozy, huh? It adds a little bit of green into the interior. Not too bad at all. Okay. Well, now this is going to tell us what kind of household this is. If I can find it. They are gamers. It looks like this goes right here. So it looks like we can take the furniture out here and move it around. Not too bad, huh? Not too bad at all. Okay, now it looks like we're moving on to the sofa. Now, if I have enough space at the end of this card, I may film a small poly bag. The goal is to pack cards really tight, so when I'm editing these, I can start focusing on, preserving my ideas, put them on a card, and then edit them for your viewing pleasures. Right now I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Let's see here. I got 36 minutes left, so it's hard to say though the way this is going. Usually if I got about 15 minutes I'll do a small bag. If I got about 10 minutes left, that's kind of a point of no return. Yeah, so we're just piecing 1x1s and 1x2s. Lego makes a 1x2 of this piece. Probably not in this color, but the dark blue's kind of very subtle. It's not a... It's different, because how often do we build furniture with dark blue pieces? I don't build a whole lot of them. Okay, I want to line these pieces up in the back. Alright, and there's our sofa. And then this goes right in front of the rug here where the TV's at. There we go. I mean, that looks nice and cozy, doesn't it? Okay, now we're going to put together, looks like the refrigerator, and I got to deface this door here. I got to put a sticker on that. They do make a it's a 2x3x4 cupboard. It takes the same doors as the little cupboards here. But I wish Lego would put those type of doors on these, because these kind of don't fit with this, but they're fine. I need sticker number 8, which is that. Which is some goofy family photo of probably the Adams family. We don't know. That right there. I mean, who's to say what that is? And now we got to put the top of the fridge on and then load it up with more stickers. I mean, food. Okay. So now I got to get sticker number 17, which is off the transparent one. And that means that right there. You know, it's kind of a shame. Which way does that go on? It's like a carton of eggs. Okay, like that. And a tile. Could be like the crisper to the refrigerator too. That just sits in there. And yes, you can put drawers in there if you want. And then after that, we got to fit all that in there. Okay. And let's see if I can drop these in with the right side facing up, because then we can take a look at all the graphics when I'm done here. These are like new prints. And the next one here is the noodles. Not like that. There we go. And we got one more to make. At least those are printed. So these are like all new prints in here. That's not too bad, except for this piece here at the bottom, but the other ones on the top are printed, except for that round piece. And that looks like that concludes the fridge, and the fridge goes right here. So there we go. And then we can open up the fridge and see what's inside, what's there to eat. Although I would have flipped the door around, but that's just me. I mean, I'd have to take the sticker off, but not something I'm willing to do. Okay, now we're going to be focusing our attention, looks like to the top here. Now we're going to start fortifying joints, and now this is going to get a little stronger as we go. Well, maybe not. We're going to be piecing together with the most smallest possible parts. Whoops, I forgot. Oh, I made a mistake there. That's not supposed to be like that. Whoops, well at least it came with the brick separator, huh? We can't ding off for that because it came with its own tool. So that's my mistake there. And if it's my mistake, I'll be man enough to mention about it, but if there's no brick separator, that's where we're going to have problems. But this set does come with one, so it means if this is your first set you're ever purchasing, yeah, you got the tool. That tool will come very handy for future builds. Okay. And then we got to add this header in here. Well, that's crooked, huh? We'll fix that right up. And then now we got to add more to this. So we're putting the headers and stuff in here now. Not too bad at all. Let's start separating these tiles, because I've been running across those. Alright, so there's something different here. And we're, no, we're not done yet. I thought we were getting close. But no, they threw a curveball in here. I thought maybe it's going to be the same as the other side. No, it's not. Let's see here. Put that right there, and then we're going to put the track pieces on the front. Probably the little rain gutter. It could be using it for decorative trim. I use this sometimes if I'm putting tiles up against this. It makes a nice trim piece. If you've ever seen, whoops, that doesn't go there. If you've ever seen my, what's that work trailer? I use those for trim for above and below the siding. Works really good for that. These track pieces are used for trains. They have a door that goes with those. But, well, for today we're not doing that. We're doing this. Okay, we're getting close, huh? We're getting there. We're getting it done. I'm going to finish so I can get in the shower and then get on a Discord call. Well, it depends if my girlfriend's busy or not. She should be rested up by now. Hard to say. Don't worry about that after I get done with this. The phone hasn't dinged, so we're fine. And that takes care of this level right there. It's all nice and smooth, ready to go. Not too bad. Okay, now it looks like we're focusing our attention out in the front here, and we're going to be doing some planters. Now we got to make 2 of these. So let's start gathering the parts here. I like these in dark green. These are going to be good for making bushes. I don't have to use the brittle brown ones. Oh, wait a minute. We got to put the stud flower on the top. Stick that in there. Remember the old school Lego flowers? Yeah, I kind of miss those. But these are a lot better, though. Oh, okay. So let's do that then. So they just kind of show them like this. Oh, Lego, are we making some cheap bushes to go in the front here? Yeah, we are, apparently. So they make it look like it's something that it's not. Why don't they just use the green broccoli hair piece and put that in there? Would have been better. And then that goes right there. It adds a little bit of color. Well, now we got to do that again. Okay. So I got them right by the front door, which is really cool. I mean, they're fine for what they are. If you see on the top, you can see like a V shape. I mean, from the front, they look pretty good. Okay, now it looks like we're moving on to a larger bush. Some people have asked, why do I have spacing in between sections? Just for my indexing purposes, so I know that I'm starting a new section of the build. So when I index it, it's not too terribly painful. This looks like we're building some kind of nasty bush here. Like that. And there's only 3 of those. And then we stick this in here. Okay? No, we're not done yet. We're getting close though with this one here. And we have this. And then we have a downwards tile here. Pretty much used almost every color of green in that. But theirs, no, theirs is just like that. Huh. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is kind of ugly here. That's not the most prettiest bush, is there? Okay, this is not fitting and it just came apart. Okay, you know what? I think if you're building this, I think that's how yours is supposed to look. with this thing here, and I'm just going to help you out. See how the notches are lined up? That's what we're going to have to do. Just twist it until it fits. That's what it's supposed to look like there. I'm not a fan of that. That's just kind of cheesy. But you know what? Let's kind of fluff this up here. I notice it looks like they did that. You just have to rotate these a bit. It's not really user friendly. This thing is just kind of questionable there. And that looks like that's about it. But I have one extra stick. Let's see here. I did put that in there. Yeah, so I guess they just gave us 2 extra sticks. Alright, well that's it. We're done. And I have 24 minutes remaining, so I could probably do a poly bag after this. Not too bad. That means I can fill it in with something. Just got to see what I have in inventory. Hopefully something that's at least about a few pieces. And that's not too bad at all for what we have for bag 5. Okay, Summation of Thoughts. And yeah, so far it's still keeping my interest. I mean, we got to attach this here, so I'll attach this while I'm doing this now. It's a pretty interesting build, though. It's not boring. It's using bright colors. It's modular. This doesn't go on to the very end. So, unless you really want to fight with that. And it's not bad for... It's not bad. Let's take a look here, and not too shabby at all. I mean, we got playable interior. It looks cool. It looks really nice, but I mean, this is still kind of flimsy here, but they're still well anchored. I didn't have anything fall off unless I make them, well, except for this bush here. But honestly, I think we are done for the evening with this. I'm not going to do any more. If I do anything, I'm going to film a set to fill in this memory card. But I want to know what you guys and gals think of this set so far. And for me personally, we'll keep these over here. We don't care about those. Oh, maybe we'll include them. It's not bad for what it is. And we still got this plate here left. We got the stickers. We've already consumed probably, I'd say, probably about maybe 40% of these. But yeah, I mean, I'm pleased with this. This one. Looks really fun. This is a really fun build indeed. It's just a shame that it's kind of on the small side, but for the most part, though, I mean, it's just the colors are driving me into the build. But tell me what you think.